I'm now pleased to introduce Dr. Eric Parsons, Associate Teaching Professor of Economics. An accomplished teacher and scholar, he researches a variety of topics in public policy with a focus on topics such as school and teacher quality and the measurement of student poverty. He serves as the department's Director of Undergraduate Studies and has won numerous teaching awards, including the News Outstanding Faculty Fellows Award from his department, the Purple Chalk Teaching Award from the College of Arts and Sciences Student Council, and most recently our highest teaching honor, the 2022 William T. Kemper Fellowship for Teaching Excellence. Eric?
Thank you, Dean Drury. First off, let me give a huge congratulations to all of you. You've successfully completed your college journey. You've put in the time, put in the effort, earned the credit hours, achieved the grades, submitted the forms, the oh so many forms that are required to become a Mizzou graduate. It's no small feat, and you, as well as your family and friends who are celebrating with you today, should take pride in that accomplishment. I can remember a time when I was sitting right where you are now. And in my case, I mean that quite literally, because although I now work as a Mizzou professor, I was once a Mizzou undergraduate, earning my bachelor's degrees in history and economics way back in the year 2000. Thinking back on my undergraduate educational experience, one thing that strikes me is the quality of education I received here at Mizzou. As a young kid from rural Missouri, I came to Mizzou and started taking classes in lecture halls that could hold the entire populations of some of the towns where I grew up. And I was regularly awed and inspired by professors who had the amazing ability to both instruct and entertain. However, it wasn't just the quality of instruction that impresses me. I was also struck by the breadth of the education that I received. For although I certainly had excellent professors in my majors, classes well outside of economics and history come to my mind readily. Honors Latin, Calc 1, Jazz, Pop, and Rock, many others. And I don't just remember the classes themselves. I also remember those light bulb moments where I would suddenly make a connection between two seemingly unrelated courses, linking the information in my head and creating a web of knowledge that was more tightly interwoven and thus better able to capture and incorporate new information. These memories also highlight to me one of the most important aspects of a liberal arts and science education, where the word liberal invokes its true Latin meaning of free, as in freedom of thought, freedom of inquiry. That freedom gave me the ability to see connections that others miss because their field of view is too narrow, to put on lenses from various disciplines, to be able to see problems from different perspectives, but also to help us better understand people from different viewpoints, to have a hunger for learning, a curiosity not just about the world around us, but the people who inhabit it. These are traits that my college experience helped instill in me. And they're traits that have served me well, not just as a college instructor, but as a Peace Corps volunteer, as a parent, a spouse, a friend, and a citizen. Continuing that tradition, they're traits that I work to instill in my students by encouraging them to critically examine the world around them, question the conventional wisdom, identify how to remove flaws in our logic and our thinking, to see both the seen and unseen, all of which allows us to make better decisions and improves our outcomes. Economics is, of course, just one lens through which to view what is going on around us, but it's an important lens, especially in our modern interconnected world. I think it's also important to realize, though, that college isn't just about academics. My memories of college also include convincing a student rec employee to secretly leave the Stankowski lights on for us so we could go play soccer at midnight. Driving to Jeff City at 3 a.m. to the 24-hour Dunkin' Donuts because in those dark days, we didn't have one here in Columbia. The year I spent as a basketball manager under legendary coach Norm Stewart. The many, many hours I spent in the old Rothwell Gymnasium as part of the now-defunct Mizzou Karate Club. Disastrous attempts to make a low-budget zombie movie. All of those were vital parts of my college experience. So, although the specifics of your experience are surely different than mine, I hope you're taking those kinds of memories with you too. Because even though we tend to think of education in terms of classes and study and knowledge, education is also about relationships. And the relationships that you made here at Mizzou are going to prove valuable to you as you move forward from this institution. So the question that naturally follows is, what's next? When you walk across this platform and officially transition from Mizzou student to Mizzou alumni, where will you be going? What will you be doing? Where will your path lead you? And the simple, although perhaps somewhat unsatisfying answer is, no one knows. Sure, you may have your first job lined up. You may have already been accepted to professional school, to graduate school. But those are just the first steps in your journey, and life is a marathon, not a sprint. And although we use big events like this ceremony as markers, pointing out the milestones, our life's key milestones, the bulk of our time happens in between those markers, in the spaces in between the notes that makes up life's music. So I can't tell you what lies ahead for you. However, I can tell you that no matter what, you are well prepared to face it. And how can I be so confident of that? Because you are all Tigers, Missouri Tigers. And even better than that, you're graduates of the College of Arts and Sciences, which means you've received more than just training. You've received that highly valuable liberal arts and science education. Through its breadth and depth of study, you've explored the humanities, allowing you to appreciate the beauty of a work of art, but also to gain an understanding of the human condition that cuts across time and cultures. You have studied the physical sciences to make better sense of the systems that move within and around us, from atoms and molecules up to the stars. And you have studied the behavioral and social sciences to help put an organizing structure on the complexities of human behavior and interactions. Given this wealth of experience, you're our best problem solvers. You can recognize a situation, discern its key elements, fit them into that web of knowledge that you have built across disparate disciplines, and find a solution where others who view the world through a narrower lens may not. We live in fast-paced times. Specific skill sets can and do become obsolete. However, a broad and nimble mind, educated in the arts and sciences, and perhaps watered with a bit of old-fashioned show-me state skepticism, can constantly move, adapt, and adjust, can always remain relevant. People who truly have the ability to observe, understand, and think never become obsolete. With that in mind, one final note. Although I hope that all of you had absolutely amazing college experiences, I do not want any of you to look back 20 years from now and feel like you peaked in college. If you do that, we failed at our jobs. The best is still ahead of you. You just got to go out and get it. Thank you.
Thank you, both Dr. Gibson and Dr. Parsons. That's wonderful.